In a world full of podcasts, you have choices. Make yours count. Don't miss out. Tech Pop Boom. Hello, all you lovely internet people. Welcome to Tech Pop Boom with your hosts, Scott and Brandon. I'm Scott.
And I'm Brandon.
Today we're going to talk about some TV shows that Brandon's watched, some older TV shows for a lot of people, but newer to him. We're going to talk about Apple, we're going to talk about Samsung, we're going to talk about some cell phones, and we're just going to talk. Whatever, it's just a conversation between two tech nerds, and whatever happens. We hope you enjoy the show. Later on in the show, we'll give you some information on how to support the show. But before that, Brandon, it's been a few weeks. What have you been up to? What's new with you?
Well, not much. I finished Breaking Bad.
You finished? I figured you would because you got so far the last time. And what did you think?
That is an amazing show. That was an amazing show.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm like, wait, where was I when this show was out? I had to look it up. But did you know that I finished watching that show, the final episode, on the day that it came out 2 years ago?
Yes, I saw that on your Facebook post.
Yeah, because I happened to look it up and I'm like, wait, that's today's date. So I watched it 2 years later from the day of the final episode that aired on AMC.
That's really funny. I actually watched the finale live. I was able to, because I'd watched it the same way you did, but I was able to catch up to, I think they're on the last season, and I think they had maybe 3 or 4 more episodes to go. So I was able to watch the last 3 or 4 episodes on TV as they happened. So the finale I was able to watch on TV, and it was really cool to be able to watch it with everybody else and read all the articles on the internet. It was pretty cool, and it's just an unbelievably great show.
It was. It just. I don't know how people could watch it from week to week. I just don't know how you guys watch it.
I didn't. I watched it the same way you did.
Okay.
Like I said, except for the last few
3
episodes.
and last 2, and those are the best ones.
That last season, I don't know if it was at season 5. How many seasons is there? 5 or 6?
I think it was 5. Yeah, 5.
Okay. Well, season 5, they had broken down to I don't know. They had so many episodes, and then it stopped, and it had a few months of a break, and it came back with the final few episodes. When Breaking Bad had totally finished, everything was done. Netflix didn't have those last 5 episodes. Really? There's a guy at work who he had to wait the longest time. And I don't know why they didn't add him right away, because they had season 5. They just didn't add the last 5 or whatever episodes. So there's a guy at work who loved the show, but he had no idea how it ended, and he had to wait. It took so long. So obviously they have them all now.
Yeah, they have them now.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine that was that being the only way to be able to watch the show? Everyone knows what happens except for you, because you're kind of waiting on Netflix. But
no way.
All that being said, everything about that show is great. The way it was filmed, it was just amazing to watch. Everything. There's so many cool scenes. One thing that sticks out I'm skipping around. I sound like a kid on Ritalin because I'm bouncing around so much.
That's okay.
But there's a scene on that show I love. It's the scene where Walt is in the driveway of his house, and he's pissed off. He's got this big, large pizza, and he's mad, and he throws the pizza, and the pizza lands on the roof. Did you know that wasn't planned? It just kind of happened that way. It was a one-shot deal.
Oh, really? And then so when he went up to go get the pizza, that wasn't real.
Well, no, it was real, and they wanted it to happen, but that was a one shot. He just kind of did it on one shot, and it landed there on just one shot. I mean, I think it was planned on the show, but they didn't expect it to happen that good.
That was wow.
Yeah,
my favorite one, I think, was the very last episode of season 4 when he blows up the wheelchair.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about that on the last episode about what happens. That's why I had to keep quiet. I said,
that's why you kept quiet, because I didn't know. I hadn't gotten to that part yet.
Right. So that guy, he totally got it. The guy in the wheelchair got it. just the ending of that show where his son, he went back to his former the people he used to work for, and he basically told them, hey, you're going to take care of my family, because if not, these guys are pointing lasers at you, are going to come get you. You know?
Yeah.
Even after he died, his family was still going to be taken care of.
Yeah. And don't use a cent of your money. I repeat, don't you dare you take it out of this. You don't take it out of yours.
Yeah, right.
But I understand why he left that company. Okay, we should put a spoiler alert, because I totally forgot for the people who have not watched Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah.
Okay, so there's this. Okay, I'll put that in the comments, a spoiler. But the thing that I got why he left that company, Gray Matter. He could have stayed. Now I get that very first season where he was writing on a chalkboard, and then he was getting very close with this girl. Now I understand what happened, that they got in a fight, I guess, or what, did she leave him or what? Because I know he left, and he talked to Jesse saying that, you don't leave in the 5th season. You don't ever leave something, because you know how much that company's worth now? It's worth $1 billion, And so, he walked away for $10,000 or something.
Yeah, I never understood that. They didn't really explain why he left.
I guess it's over that girl. I don't know. That's why I was like.
But they never. I mean, it's assumed that the girl had something to do with it, but they never really said that. It was never crystal clear on why he left and why he didn't take any money for his pride or what it was. They never really said.
Yeah, I mean, he could have been a millionaire, and yet because at the very beginning they're like struggling for money. So so he could have been and he didn't, or I don't know. I mean, I understand now that whole party scene where he goes and they're trying to pay for his coverage, saying, "Hey, we'll offer you a job. We have very good health benefits." And then and then he says, finally he comes out and says, "Okay, I'll pay for your coverage. If you don't want to work."
Yeah. Yeah.
I finally get why he was insulted by that. Wait, how dare you? I left here and then you're going to try to give me pity? No, screw you, But I understand one thing about Breaking Bad, and I realized something. And I realized this as I was watching this, is that, do you know if this would have happened in Canada, it never would have went to episode 2?
Why?
I realized that. Well, because he would have gotten the health care, okay, we're going political. He would have gotten the health care, been able to get health care, which then he would have been able to get his cancer treatment, which then he never would have been out. And
but the show wasn't based out of Canada; it was based out of.
Well, it was based off Arizona. But I'm just saying, if it was in Canada, that show would have just been episode 1. If Walt had lived in Canada or anywhere where they had health care, that he wouldn't have had to sell drugs. It would have just ended.
Did you watch, or do you plan on watching Better Call Saul?
You know what? I tried to look it up on Netflix. It's not on there.
Are you sure? I'm going to look it up right now.
Look it up right now. And then I tried to look up on Amazon Prime, because I thought, well, maybe it's on Amazon, and it's not. You have to pay for it. So yeah, no, I looked it up. I trust me. I was like, I'm gonna go Better Call Saul next time. Like that was my next show.
They may wait for the new season to come out before they add it, but I thought it was. Apparently, I'm looking right now.
Okay, yeah.
Better Call Saul. Let's see if Brandon's lying.
No, I'm not lying, because I looked.
Brandon is not a liar. It's not on there.
Yeah, it's not. Trust me, I looked. Yeah. I was like, oh man. Yeah. So
no, not on there. Nope.
I went to Veep, like I said in the last podcast I was gonna do after this. I went to Veep. I didn't know they were 30 minutes apiece though. So that's pretty good. I can wipe out Veep in like no time.
How far did you get on that one?
I'm on season 2, episode like 5 or something.
Oh, season 2? Okay.
Yeah, I'm on season 2 right now. I mean, how many seasons are there? They're like 4?
Oh, at the top of my head, Brandon, I don't know off the top of my head. You know what else is another good show? There's so many shows you got to catch up on. There's a show called Boardwalk Empire.
Okay. Yes, I'm familiar, but I never watched a single episode of that.
Oh man, is that a good one? We'll make a big list. Mad Men is a good one.
Okay, Mad Men. I have seen Mad Men up to a certain point. And then I stopped.
Okay, so Mad Men is good. Boardwalk Empire is good. What else?
Are these shows as good? Are these shows as good as like Breaking Bad or...
These shows, yeah, these are must see shows.
Okay.
There's some shows that are on broadcast television. If it's a Wednesday night, there's nothing going on. Okay, well, I'll watch this because I got nothing else on. Those are okay shows. Those aren't shows that I'm not going to mention on this podcast. If it's a funny show, I'll say. But these are must see shows. Like Breaking Bad is a must see show.
Okay.
Mad Men, in my opinion, is a must see.
Okay.
Louis is a must see. Okay,
Louis, that's the one. That's the one I wanted to see. That's what. Okay, I got to put that on my watch list on whatever.
I think Better Call Saul. I mean, if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, then Better Call Saul's a must see. If you can find it, I wouldn't pay for it extra on Amazon, but there's got to be that website I sent you that while back. It's got to be on there if you're really want to. Or you can just wait because there's so many other shows to catch up on. Don't.
Yeah. No, I'll do because I'm on Veep now. But I understand why I don't do comedies. I understand. I understand now, and I starting to get because comedies don't draw you in. I mean, it's a laugh. It's like a laugh. Yeah, I think you kind of said it on one of these. Is that it's like where you can sit down, pop popcorn, and laugh. There's no thinking involved. Where
you take your brain out and laugh.
Yeah. Where me, I like to be drawn. Like okay, Breaking Bad. I was drawn into it. I couldn't stop watching. I wanted to know what happened next. That's why I was like. Can't believe people watch this from week to week. I would have been losing my mind. So Veep would probably be. I didn't know they were 30 minutes apiece, so I can wipe that out. If I can wipe out Breaking Bad in like a week, I can wipe this out in a week too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But okay, have you seen Homeland? I meant to ask you that.
No, I haven't. I know the beginning. I think it's like any show. I know I've seen things about it, about how good it was, but it seems, and I haven't watched it, so I can't even judge it. But it just seems like it's probably one of those shows that was really good, but now it's been on so long, they're kind of probably just going through the motions. But I haven't watched it, so I don't know. But that's what it seems like to me.
Okay.
It seems like it was probably good when it first came out. But it's still on TV. They probably killed off a lot of their main characters or whatever. And this is just
they do kill off somebody.
So you have watched?
I have watched every single show up to the new season, which just came out like about a week ago. So,
speak before have you checked the Tech Pop Boom Facebook page?
You know what? Yes, that just ruined my day.
Extinct. One of Brandon's favorite shows on CBS that he's talked about several times on this show called Extinct with Halle Berry. I think that's what it's called, Extinct or whatever. It got canceled. You've been bugging the crap out of me to watch that show, and now I don't have to.
Yeah, right. You still should watch it. And you can see why I'm so pissed right now. Okay, when I saw that, I was like, oh, you just had to just do this right before our podcast.
Right.
I mean, it's like, okay, this is why I don't watch shows. This is exactly why. Okay, I go into like many times of saying why I don't watch. This is exactly the reason. Okay, because what they do is you get into a show and then they cancel it like that. They didn't even end. They should have. Okay, if they were going to cancel it or even end it at least to where it has a cozy ending where something happened and then you're not left hanging. They left me hanging. Now I don't know what's going to happen next, and I'm dying to know.
Season 2 is a cliffhanger?
Yes.
And it stops there.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh, I'll never watch it. Not that. I'll never watch it. Yeah.
No, don't watch it now. That just heartbreaking because I love that show. Because of the way it was done. I like the way the science fiction part. Okay, I'll give you an example of my other favorite science fiction movie that I like is Back to the Future. Okay, I love the way that was done. That was creatively done. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, Marty comes back to the future.
I knew you were going to say that.
Like in about 2 weeks from now. So I can't wait. Anyway,
aren't they supposed to be releasing that Pepsi bottle or something?
Yes, they're going to do it. I think it's this week. Or something. That new Pepsi bottle.
Where is it available at?
It's supposed to be everywhere. They're supposed to replace it all. It's supposed to be all of them. All the 20 towns. All the 20 towns.
I want to pick one of those up. Put it on my desk at work or something.
I want one too. I'm gonna stock up on those Pepsi bottles. And the shoes are supposed to be out now.
I thought the shoes have been out for a long time.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
they were.
yeah. No, they were just those didn't light up like these. These they were working on the self lacing part, but these aren't safe. But they didn't light up like the LED. These ones light up exactly like the same way with the blue LEDs because you couldn't do it with blue. Now you can. Pretty cool. I don't know if I want those shoes or not, but let's see what else. They're supposed to come out with something else, but it's supposed to be all digital, by the way. It's supposed to come out with a full, all digital on that date. So they're all going to go to, I think, high definition. So you'll be able to buy it off of, Amazon, Google.
Oh, it's not digital yet? It's not on digital?
No. They have, they have Amazon. Well, this is a cool thing. Amazon put Back to the Future up, but they put the original ones up. The original, movie theater digital version up on the... So you can watch them right now if you have Amazon Prime. All three of them, okay? Because before you couldn't watch them, you went and looked. They're going to remaster them and add a whole bunch of new stuff to it. So it's supposed to come out within 2 weeks. It's supposed to be the Blu-ray 35th anniversary.
What are they supposed to add?
Oh, they're going to add a whole entire what happens... they're going to update where Doc Brown goes somewhere. It's supposed to be a whole entire Easter egg thing that's in there, and they're going to add more.
Is this something they had filmed previously, but just never? Oh, okay. I thought it was something
like that. Filmed. It's supposed to be some cool stuff in it. So I don't know.
And is this something that's going to be available, or do you have to purchase it in order to see it?
Yeah, you have to purchase it in order to see it, I guess. It's supposed to be, but on the digital, but the digital version, just like Star Wars came out, all together in one on digital. Yeah. Same thing with Back to the Future. They're on the day that he's supposed to come back from 1985 to 2015. Yeah. October 21st. Yes, crazy. Oh, I couldn't. I thought we'd have flying cars at least. At least that.
Nope, no flying cars. Yeah,
They lied. I know. I was disappointed by that. But everything else seems to. They have Google Glasses in there. The only thing that they said they missed was the cell phone.
What was it with the cell phone? I don't remember.
They didn't have that in there. But if he had guessed the cell phone, like everybody, at the table with their little phones in the future, he said that would have been cool. But he never thought of it, But
another thing they don't have is a little pizza maker. Remember they put the little pizza in the oven?
Oh yeah, the hydrator. Oh yeah. I guess that could be the microwave.
No, because they put a small pizza in, they hit a button, and they came out as a big pizza.
Yeah, where is that? Okay, I'm gonna have to look around. Yeah, that might be a Best Buy. We just don't know it. Yeah. But that's another science fiction I like. Star Wars, But I just really sad to see that show go. It just, I don't know. Okay, I'll give you another one. Her was not science fiction. I call it. This is a brand new word. Science fiction-y. It wasn't science fiction-y, but it was. But it was in the future. Her, he was talking to computer. Okay, that I kind of like that. Where it's not in your face. Yeah, it's not in your face science fiction, but it's there in the background. It's that's just my kind of science fiction, and that's why I'm kind of sad to. Yeah, that ruined my day today. Well, good thing it was at the end of my day.
Speaking of shows,
okay.
Have you? I'm sure you never watched it. You don't watch American Horror Story, do you?
No, I've never seen a single episode, or don't even know what it's about. What is it about?
Do you like scary horror movies, like blood and guts and killing and stuff?
Not really. No.
Oh, okay. We probably wouldn't like the show then. American Horror Story. I think it's fourth. I don't know if this is the fourth season. I've only seen the last season. Each season, it's like I say, it's almost same actors, just different storyline. I guess the first season, I didn't watch it, so I don't know. But last season, they had a freak show. It's like a carnival freak show. That was the premise of the whole show. This new season. It's a lot of the Lady Gaga's in it, but a lot of the same actors, and they're in a hotel. I don't know if it's a haunted hotel, but just tons of blood and guts and killing, And so far, it's very interesting. It's really dark. I like it. You know, it's I like the last one. Freak Show was really good. I didn't see the first two. This must be the fourth season right now. But it's on. I think I want to say it's on FX. Today is, I think it was on Wednesday. It's on Wednesdays, I believe, at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
American Horror Story. Another one that's coming out, I believe, it's on Monday as of this recording, but who knows when you're going to listen to it. It's on Mondays. I don't know what time it's on Mondays. Check your listings. I believe it's on FX. It's Fargo. Fargo is another show. It's kind of loosely based off the movie Fargo.
Okay.
This is the second season. And it doesn't continue. It's like the first season wrapped up, and it's a whole new storyline based in the city of Fargo. Okay. So it's different actors, a different storyline, and I haven't even, the first episode hasn't even come out yet. So if you could watch season 2, episode 1, and totally be caught up with me. So if you like the movie Fargo, have you seen the movie Fargo?
No, probably a long time ago. I would say years and years ago, right? It came out like in like the. It
was 90s. A while ago.
Like it was 90s, a long time, right?
If you like the movie Fargo, I think you'll like the show. The show last season had it was just good. It was really well written. So check it out. It's on Monday, Brandon. If you're interested, Fargo, and then American Horror Story. That was another good one.
American Horror Story is like the Twilight Zone.
Not really. Twilight Zone, every episode was different. With American Horror Story, every season is different. It's an entire, like last season, the whole premise of the show was a bunch of freaks, a bunch of weirdos who had like this carnival. Okay. And then you had like this scary clown who would murder people. They had this spoiled rich kid who, lived with his mommy, and he was a murderer, and this two-headed lady, and it was really bizarre, and it was dark, and it was twisted, and it was weird, and the season before that, I think, had something to do with a haunted house, and I think the season before that had something to do with ghosts, but it's every episode is scary. It's like a scary, dark, twisted show, like I said, but it's the same actors, but every season it's same actors, different characters, different premise.
Okay. I got you. Okay.
So this season, Jessica Lange, who's been in all the other seasons, is not in this one. Lady Gaga is in this one, but a lot of the other actors have also moved over to this season. And it's only been one episode, but what's her name? The lady who was in Misery. Remember the older lady
Kathy
who was in
Bates,
Misery?
Right?
Kathy Bates is in it, and she was amazing last season, and she's in this series this season again, and she's another great role. So it's something fun to watch. Okay. Not every single show is as good as Game of Thrones, but I like shows that just have really good writing and kind of keep you interested. And American Horror Story does just that.
Can I get it on Netflix?
You can get American Horror Story, but you can't get the one that's currently on.
Okay.
You can.
Okay.
No, that being said, I haven't even watched the first or second season. Freak Show, the one I have seen, that one is on. They just added it. I know that's on there. And if you don't like blood and guts and gore, Brandon, I wouldn't bother watching it because it's not necessarily scary. I guess to some it probably would be. But if you don't like the kind of thing, then don't waste your time. There's too many other shows you haven't watched to stop and watch this one. I'm just saying, anyone out there who may possibly be listening who isn't familiar with it or is thinking of seeing it, I recommend it. It's if you like blood and guts and spooky stuff, especially being Halloween, this is a good show to watch.
So let me ask you a question here. Have you watched any other new shows or anything that anything like new like? Because I've been on like Breaking Bad and Veep and all that. So anything like new on Netflix that has just come out?
Yeah, what the heck? What should you say that? I've been DVRing some stuff. I like watching Modern Family. That's a funny show. I watched an episode of the new Muppets TV show just to see what that was all about. And I don't know. That's kind of... I don't know if it's meant for kids. It's not bad. I mean, I watched it because I had such good memories of watching it as I was a kid, and it's totally different from what it was when I was a kid. But
So it's more for an adult.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way, which seems odd to me because I just can't see adults tuning in every week to watch the Muppets. But what do I know? If you like the Muppets, if makes you feel young again. It's fun. It's innocent.
Oh,
I was gonna play it for my son because I thought maybe he might like it, but I think it might be too old for him. I mean, that's. But anyways, that being said, I did watch that. I am guilty of watching an episode of the Muppets. What else did I watch?
I might watch it now that you say it's a little bit like. So it's like The Simpsons then.
Well, no, The Simpsons. They've gone way off the tracks. The Simpsons is not for kids at all.
Oh, okay.
They just the Simpsons, in my opinion, has got. And I still like The Simpsons. It's just gotten. It's blue. I mean, some of the stuff they say, and it's gotten too much like Family Guy, where they just go out of their way to be offensive and rude.
Okay.
And it shouldn't. It doesn't have to be that way. It just seems like everyone goes out of the way to be who can be the most shocking, who can do the craziest things.
So basically, like South Park.
Yeah, I don't watch The Simpsons as faithfully as I once did, because again, it's hard to sit down and watch everything. Who has the time to watch all these shows?
Yeah.
One thing that's disappointing for me is I would love to be able to play The Simpsons for my son because he's seen pictures of The Simpsons and he knows who they are, but I can't sit down and watch it with him because it's not age appropriate for him.
Right.
And it's another one of those things. It's a cartoon for adults. It's kind of weird, they have cartoon shows for adults, but this isn't a new thing. I mean, that's been going on forever. I mean, South Park was a cartoon for adults.
Definitely.
Definitely. At any rate, we're talking about these shows like it's something new, but I forgot what were we talking about. We got off subject.
Oh no, I was just asking if you had anything like new that just came out, like starting at season 1, season 1 or whatever you've seen.
I recorded a bunch of shows on my DVR, and I had wrote notes. There's a show on. Are you there?
Say that again. Yeah. Oh no, it's just say what you said before. You kind of cut out.
Okay. There's a show. I think it's on Sunday. I don't know if it's ABC, CBS, or. Anyways, I was a big fan of the TV show Dallas. I don't know if you ever watched Dallas. My dad. I have good memories. When I was a kid growing up, I'd watch the Dukes of Hazzard at 8:00. And then directly afterwards, Dallas came on at 9:00 on Friday night. And my dad and I, every week, we would sit in front of the TV and we would watch Dallas. And I have such good, vivid memories of that. My dad would get so excited. We'd, talk about JR and great memories. I love my dad. And whenever I think of Dallas, I always think of my dad. But there is a show on Sunday called Blood and Oil. And it's almost like a rip off of Dallas. Dallas had come back recently, and then they pulled it out the air. The rating was really bad, and it really. Anyways, that's a whole other story. But there's a show called Blood and Oil, and it's about a family in the oil business, and it's very similar to Dallas, and I like that probably because it reminds me so much of it. I don't know if it'll last or not because a lot of these dramas that are on basic television, I don't know, they just don't seem to get much push. So many other good shows on cable. No one wants to waste their time watching CSI or maybe they do. I don't know. I'm not a critic. What do I know? I like watching it. I hope that it sticks around. So I like that one. What about you? Have you been watching anything new?
No, that's why I was getting ready to ask, because it's like, well, the only thing I'm waiting for is Amanda in the High Castle, and I'm like, well, shoot. I'm like, well, what else? And I start flipping through the Netflix, and I saw new stuff, but I didn't see anything I really.
You know what I was watching? I was watching Fear of the Walking Dead. I don't know how I forgot about that. Fear of the Walking Dead is a takeoff. Well, it's not even a takeoff of the Walking. It's the same guy who. Anyways, if you don't know what Fear of the Walking Dead is, then you're living under a rock. But I was watching Fear of the Walking Dead. It's a zombie show. Are you familiar with it, Brandon? Do you even know about this?
No, actually, I'm the one that's underneath the rock.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I thought you knew it. Okay, well, you know what The Walking Dead is, right?
Yeah. I know what The Walking Dead is, yeah.
Walking Dead is it's essentially this guy. He's a cop, and he gets into the shootout with his partner, and he gets shot, and then he wakes up in the hospital, and then once he wakes up in the hospital, there's no one around. He's like, "What the heck's going on?" You can tell time had passed. He's got a scruffy beard, but it just looks like the hospital's been in a war zone. He pulls himself out of bed. There's no doctors, no nurses. He walks around, and basically there's dead bodies everywhere. And he says, he sees dead people walking around, and that's how it starts. It never explains what happened. How did everyone die? What happened to everyone? Where did they go? But that's The Walking Dead. Now, Fear of the Walking Dead. No, let me stop. The Walking Dead show takes place in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. And I explained the premise of that show. Now, Fear of the Walking Dead takes place in California, and it's been 6 episodes. They wrapped it up, and Fear of the Walking Dead explains what The Walking Dead did, and it explains how it's explaining in its own way how it happens. It's got a different cast of characters. It's the same thing. There's zombies walking all around, but it's at a much slower pace. I think next season will be more interesting because the first season it was slow, but that's anyways. It's Fear of the Walking Dead. It's another zombie show.
Still on the same network?
It is. It's AMC. Oh, AMC. If you like The Walking Dead, obviously you got to check out Fear of the Walking Dead.
Okay. I was just thinking. I was like, I wonder. I was going to ask you off the podcast. I said, well, I'll just ask him on the podcast. What else is there to watch that's new that's out there? But okay, that's cool.
I know there's shows I've been watching. I guess I should start writing this stuff down for the podcast. I just haven't done it. I'm going to go to I have an app here, some of the shows I watch, so let me bring it up here.
Okay.
I wanted to go back and I wanted to watch Mr. Robot. I started watching it.
You know what? That's what I was going to watch. That's okay. That's on my next thing.
Yeah, I started watching it and then I stopped, and then I heard so many good things about it, so I wanted to go back and finish that one. There's a funny show.
I wonder if that's on Netflix.
You don't like comedies, but there's a show. It's on a channel I'd never even heard of called Pop, P-O-P, and I don't even get it, but I was able to look for it online. It's called Schitt's Creek, but it's spelled it's called S-C-H-I-T-T, Schitt's Creek. And it's got Eugene Levy and his son in real life. It's a comedy, and it's really funny. If you don't like, you're not a big comedy fan, Brandon.
I'll watch
that's a funny show. Yeah, Schitt's Creek is a funny show. I watched Saturday Night Live, the new episode. That was it. I can't stand Miley Cyrus. I mentioned her in the last episode.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that idiot. She was on the season premiere, and that was good. I'm a big fan of Saturday Night Live. I watched every episode since I was a kid. So,
see, I never got into this. See, I guess I'm not a comedy person. I mean,
you're more of a drama. Seems like.
Yeah, that's
speaking of drama. Did you watch Heroes Reborn?
No, I haven't even touched it yet.
Okay.
I should watch it. Should I? I mean, is it worth watching?
I don't know. I started watching. I was a half hour into it, and I just thought, I don't know. Do I really want to get wrapped up in this again? And I wasn't sure what to think. It wasn't bad, but it didn't form. What I watched didn't really excite me too much, and I turned it off. I'm waiting to see if there's any hype behind it and see if what anyone has to say. As of right now, I really haven't heard much of anything. So as of right now, I don't really have any interest in going back, but we'll see what happens.
It's just that I've said it. It's just I don't know. I do want to watch it if it's on Netflix. You know what? If they're streaming on Netflix, I mean not streaming, but if they have like the shows on there, which they don't, they just have the old one. I'll watch them if I can watch them online. How about that? If it's there online, I'll watch it. If it's not, I'm just gonna wait until it pops up on Netflix or Amazon Prime. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's the best way to watch anything. Netflix, no commercials. You can watch it at your leisure, and just
leisure too, because it costs money.
All right. Someone at work had told me or had talked about a show called, Quantico.
What the hell is that?
Well, I don't know because I haven't watched it yet. But I read an article online that said that it's on I don't know NBC. It's not a cable show, and a lot of dramas on regular channels 2, 4, and 7 or ABC, NBC, CBS. They typically don't get a lot of attention because all the shows on the HBO and Showtime are usually get so much more attention. They're usually so well done, but this one apparently had gotten really. A lot of people are watching it. Apparently, I haven't watched a second of it, but it's only on 2 episodes, and the guy at work was talking about it. So
Okay.
I was gonna watch it tonight, but then I figured, we'll do a podcast and I'll watch it when I have time.
When you have time? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was just looking at this in my Netflix here, and there's this show called Dark Matter I'm about to put in my watch list.
Dark Matter.
Yeah,
and that's on Netflix.
Yeah, on Netflix. It's a spaceship trying to carry weapons. A crew of 6 with their memories erased under attack by another vessel welcomed aboard, and that's what it says. I might add it to my. I just added it to my watch list, so I'll let you guys know what it's about.
All right.
Another science fiction show. It looks good. I don't know. The picture looks good. So I guess
check it out.
I guess we could go to the tech part.
Before you do that, let's talk to everyone about how to get more involved in the show.
Yes.
To get more involved in the show, go to our website, www.techpopboom.com. It's the best way to find us. Go to our website, and through our website, there's links to Facebook, YouTube, iTunes, and Google+. That way you don't have to go to Facebook and figure out how to find us. There's links to everything. Go to our website. You can read the show notes directly from our website, or you can go to the top of the page. You can go to Facebook. Once you're at Facebook, hit the subscribe button and keep up with all the latest news. If you want to go to YouTube, every one of our episodes are there. If that's convenient for you, you hit the subscribe button and you can get all the latest episodes. If you're in the Google+, that's available as well. But one thing I would like you to do, if you're listening and you like the show, go to iTunes. Go to the iTunes link and subscribe to the show. And anytime we record a new episode, it'll automatically appear in your feed, and you don't have to do anything. You hit the subscribe button once, and you'll get us every single time a new episode appears. Or is recorded, rather. If you like the show, if you want to give us some feedback on iTunes, that would be great. If you want to get involved on the Facebook website, leave some comments, that would be great, too.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Like us.
So that's the best way. Our website, www.techpopboom.com.
Yeah, you don't have to remember anything. You could just go to the website, click whichever you want, the iTunes, the Google Plus, the Google Plus I kind of update. I've got to say but it's a different one. It's more like the political stuff, like the why the internet's so much. It's a different. It's like what Brandon would say if the show was going. Okay, Tech Pop Boom is what our show is. So I kind of it's two different type of it's two different types rather than just put it all on website and confuse everyone. It's kind of nice how I do it. So sometimes I'll post on only things on Google Plus, and the other one I'll post it on the other, Facebook. So
I actually went to Google Plus for the first time in forever the other day. It had just been so long since I'd gone to Google Plus, and I went there, and I don't understand why why it even exists. I mean, you have Facebook. Why do you need Google Plus?
Well, it's Google's way of because Facebook was becoming very popular and they needed something to combat that. So that's
right.
why
I mean, everyone wants, but you don't need it. There's a couple podcasts I listen to, and the website they use is Google Plus.
Yeah.
And that's the only way, like, they have their social media. And I never understood that. Why would you go through Google Plus? I mean, Facebook is more popular. Everyone seems to use Facebook or Twitter for that matter, but they go through Google Plus. I don't get it.
But you know what? Facebook is to me. If everyone was on Google Plus, I would enjoy Google Plus because there's no ads. I can go right through the feed. I can search my feed. It seems like it's much more easier to get around to me. But Facebook seems to be cluttered.
And yeah, I like Facebook. I'm not a big Google Plus fan. And like I say, no one I know really is on there. So to me, it seems like a waste. But if you like Google Plus, please check us out at Tech Pop Boom.
Yes, and I do post there, too. So other than our Facebook.
All that being said, we had I don't know when you're going to get to, but at some point we had a suggestion for the show.
Yeah,
I'll let you get into it, but we had a suggestion on cell phones.
Yes, which I'll get into the end. I'll get into
at the end.
On about.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that later. But someone had talked to us about looking into inexpensive cell phones.
Yes,
so that's coming up. Stay tuned.
Okay, mid-range phones. So stay tuned. So I'm gonna get the news out the way, and then we'll talk about mid-range phones and what I actually think about them, because I have an opinion totally on mid-range phones. But first off, Netflix goes up $1. Starting actually right now.
So how much was it?
It'll be $9.99 now instead of $8.99.
Oh really? Wasn't there a $7.99 version too?
Yes, there was. But the coolest part was I got my email today or yesterday, and it said it will not raise my rate, so I could stay at $8.99. So I don't pay the extra $1. Yes, as long as I don't cancel or remove anything, I pay $8.99. So I'm assuming that the people that have $7.99 still gets to keep the $7.99, which, I would not get rid of Netflix if you have the $7.99 one. Don't cancel it, because it seems like they're doing like the cell phone thing, and they're in whatever you were at when you started, they keep it.
Oh, good.
So $8.99 is not so bad. $9.99 I don't think it's so bad either, because that's how much the music, the Google Play that I subscribe to.
One thing I don't like is Hulu. They have it for like, what is it, $12.99?
Yeah,
$12. I think that's ridiculous.
And they play commercials.
No, the new one that version does not have commercials. There's a cheaper version for $8 that does play commercials, but the one for $12, they raise it to $12 because it does not have commercials.
Oh, forget that.
And they can eat shit. There's no way.
No way.
Give me the $8 version without commercials.
Yeah, I mean, why would I pay that? Why would I? It's just that bothers me. Somebody needs to knock some sense into it, because here's the thing: is that why would anybody pay that for commercials when I could just easily just go on Netflix or go somewhere else? Because that's the whole point. There's no commercials.
Well, yeah, if I didn't have cable, I would probably just pay for the cheaper version of Google and deal with the commercials. But I do have cable, and I'm not going to sit through commercials. So they're not getting a penny out of me. The one thing I hated about Hulu is they did have the ads, and then after all these years later, they finally come out with an ad-free version, but it costs like $12 or $13.
Yeah, why?
Shove it up your ass. You're not making any money off of me.
No. I wouldn't even dare. But the Microsoft event happened, and they announced the Lumina 9.
Yeah, what was up with that? I've heard a lot about that. They're saying that it was better than Apple's. They actually rocked it. But yes, they came out with a big version of the Lumina 950, and they came out with a small version of the Lumina. That was a surprise. Nobody ever thought that they were going to come out with a bigger version of that phone. It's a phone. Okay.
Yeah, it says Windows 10 on it. They also came out with the Surface Pro 4.
Hold on. Before you go into the Surface Pro, as far as the phones, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's a really nice phone. But at the end of the day, it's a Windows phone.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And I'm sure it's great. I mean, I'm an Apple person. You're a Samsung person. I think most of the people who have cell phones are either an Apple or Samsung?
Well, I'm a Android person. Samsung is
Well,
like a company.
that's. I'm sorry, I said Samsung. I meant
I don't
Android. Okay, I'm sorry.
Android person.
Yeah,
Okay.
most people are either Android or they're Apple.
Yeah.
Now I haven't seen this Windows Phone. I'm sure it's really nice, but don't you think that's it's like a two phone market? I mean, what are your thoughts on that as far as a Windows Phone? I'm sure it's nice, but at this point, do they even have a chance?
I okay. I would say yes and no. No, because of the fact that everyone's either already in the ecosystem that they're in. I'm in the
Right.
Google ecosystem, you're in the iPhone ecosystem, and they don't merge, as we talked about before. They don't merge at all.
Yeah.
So then you have the Microsoft ecosystem. Now, the Microsoft ecosystem, they are kind of late to the game. You got to understand that their phones sucked in the very beginning when it was a four phone system. When you had let's see, you had
BlackBerry.
well, five. Okay, we'll add five because you had um iOS, you had Android, you had WebOS,
Hmm.
and then you had BlackBerry. Or
Oh
that's
yeah.
that's four, right? Okay.
And even BlackBerry, they pretty much failed too because they tried to come up with several different smartphones,
Yeah.
and to my knowledge, I mean they're gone. I mean,
Yeah,
whatever happened to they're totally out of the market at this point.
not really. No, no, no. They're gonna come out with Android phones. They're gonna build phones, but they're gonna have the Android operating system on it.
Oh, they are.
Yes,
Well,
they're gonna
that's
get
okay.
rid
Well,
of their.
so they're an Android phone now.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're a part of the Android ecosystem now. But
Okay.
they haven't. They're gonna come out, but they're gonna come out with physical keyboards on their phones rather than the tap
Okay.
one. So that's their market, which is no one that makes a physical keyboard a
No,
really
they don't.
on Android. Okay, so that's their market. So okay, I'll give it BlackBerry for that. But this one, for me, no, I don't think they'll make it. Only because still needs a lot of work. The whole operating system thing. I get the fact that I can go take my phone and use my computer, and it's the same operating system, and they sync together. But so does Android, and so does iPhone. There really is not a value to getting
To
them.
me, the phone, as nice as it looks, to me it looks like it's still Windows 8 on that phone.
Yeah,
Styles.
it's Windows. No, it's Windows 10. It's literally the same version of Windows 10 that's on
Oh,
this computer. It's on that.
oh,
It's on that
okay.
phone. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
same. Runs the same kernel, same everything. It's just that they
Mhm.
made it for a phone, and they made it for a computer, and they
Yeah.
made it for the Surface for a
Hmm.
tablet. That's their whole point of Windows 10 was to merge all their systems together, all of them together
Yeah.
to only have one operating system but all these devices. So that's their whole point, which is kind of ingenious what they tried to do with Windows 8, and they failed because they totally forgot about the computer market and then went and grabbed the and totally went towards touch, which that it was a disaster, as we all know.
Mhm.
But
Besides the phones, what were you saying about the Surface
yeah,
Pro
the
thing?
Surface Pro 4.
Tablet?
Well, no,
Hmm.
actually, they were saying that Surface Pro is just better
iPad?
the iPad, or not the iPad, but the what is it, Mac Pro. They,
Oh, is that a laptop? I thought it was a tablet.
yeah, no, well, Surface is a tablet and a laptop. You can
Oh,
put
I
it together.
seen
It's
that. Is that
both.
the one where it detaches?
Yes. That's
Yeah,
what
that was
yes,
amazing.
yes.
How much did they say? How much that thing costs?
You know what? I think they did, but it's not on what I see. I think it cost. I think it was $1,200.
Oh, you lost
Um.
me at 1,000.
Yeah, I know. Lost me at 1,000 too. It's supposed to be really good. A really good Surface. I mean, I almost want one. I kind of almost
Oh,
want.
I would love one of those. That really looks like something else. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a tablet and a laptop. The way it looked, it just looked
And it folds,
amazing.
and you know what? And that
Yeah.
tablet
Hmm.
folds on top of it, so it's like a cover then.
Right. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, but it's just same thing with a Nokia phone. I mean, well, now it's not Nokia anymore; it's Microsoft, but because they bought them out. But same thing with the phone. I would like to get the phone, but I'm already invested in that Android ecosystem, so it's kind of like I would have to go back and spend a lot more money just to switch over.
Yeah.
And I understand why the iPhone people don't like to go to Android, and the Android people don't like to go to iPhone. I get that,
Mm-hmm.
because then you spend all your money and you can't take. Well, okay, with Google they make it a lot easier because you can get the same apps on iPhone, but you can't do it the opposite way, because once you are in the Apple ecosystem, you can't go out of it and go to the Google ecosystem. So it kind of sucks.
So
So
did they announce anything else besides the phone and that laptop?
let's see. They also announced. I know they
Oh,
announced.
they announced they have what is that pencil thing they had? It's
Oh yeah,
Microsoft, but theirs it's like it was funny. I thought it was great because they came out with their version of the Apple Pencil, but it's not the Microsoft whatever. What do you call that?
a stylus.
Okay, so Microsoft came out with their own stylus, and it was funny because Apple made such a big deal about their stylus, but Microsoft seems so much better because it has an eraser option.
Yeah,
I thought that was such a great idea.
that's right. That's
It's a
right. That's
great
right.
idea. And why didn't Apple do that?
I
And
don't
I
know.
think Apple's is just it's what did I say it was $100 for this stupid piece of shit,
Yeah,
and you got to charge it and. Microsoft and it had a magnet on it,
yeah,
so you could so it'll attach to your tablet.
yeah.
I thought that was genius. You don't lose it; it's always attached to your tablet, and it's got an eraser on that.
Hmm.
I thought that was really cool.
I thought that was cool too. Oh, I know what
Yeah.
else they did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So, and I actually did watch this event. They did the Microsoft Band. It's like their smartwatch version
Oh, okay.
and they updated it. It's supposed to it's supposed to be a little faster, better, glass, and yeah. I mean, the last one was okay. I mean, but it's their version of their smartwatch. They did the HoloLens, where the virtual reality windows, um,
Yeah, I
HoloLens.
saw that. Some guy had something on his wrist and he was shooting aliens or
Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That. They announced the updated Xbox One.
Updated.
Yeah,
Okay.
updated. I guess it's supposed to be a little bit like skinnier. And the Surface phone, which we talked about. So that was really it on the Microsoft event. Not much. It was better than the Apple one. I'll give you that. I didn't watch the Apple one because I wasn't interested in it. But
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was funny because I knew nothing about the Microsoft event at all.
I
But
knew.
after it had happened, I had heard so many positive things about it, and I think Microsoft really needs that. They really need a kick in the butt.
They really
'Cause
do. Well, they
yeah, they
used to
need
rule the
something.
computer industry, and then
Yes,
Google
they
came
did.
and
Yeah,
Apple came and whooped their ass. I mean, just
yeah.
slaughtered them with the iPhone, whatever.
Well, I think when Apple came around with the iPad, that they took a lot of business away from Microsoft
Yeah,
because remember Microsoft came out with that stupid Zune.
yeah, yeah. I had one, but yeah.
You had this. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. There's a guy at work who wanted one, and he was like, "If I was going to get an MP3 player, I get the Zune. The hell with the Apple." And no, whatever. No, Zune is gone. It's
Yeah.
like a distant memory. It was like the size of a brick.
Well, actually, Zune is what's in Windows 10 or in the Nokia, the Windows 7, Windows 10. They just merged them together. So actually, you are buying a Zune when you buy that Windows 10 phone.
No, that's funny.
Yeah, so they merged. They didn't. They're not too separate anymore. They're like together, just like
Hmm.
kind of like the I mean iPhone. I mean that used to be the iPod, and they merged it to make the iPhone. Same thing.
Well, they still have the iPod though. I mean, they still sell iPod.
Oh
They
yeah,
just
yeah, they still
updated it.
do. Yeah, they
They
still
have the
do.
iPod. They have the iPhone. So.
Yeah, yeah. I mean they do. But yeah, they used to rule it, and then they just got slaughtered, and then Google just slaughtered them even more. Kicked somebody who's already down and getting hurt. They just killed them. Google did. Yeah.
I would like to see Microsoft come out with I'm sure they do, just an inexpensive laptop. I would love to have a laptop, just an inexpensive one, because Apple, I mean, shit, their cheapest laptop is probably like $1,300,
Well,
and
actually,
that's
they
just the
do.
cheapest one.
Actually, they do. HP
My,
makes one,
how much? What's their cheapest
and
one?
it
How much is it?
199.
Well, that's not the regular laptop though. That's like what you have, isn't it? Isn't that one of those?
No, it runs Windows 10 on it.
Oh, it does for
Yeah,
$200.
yeah, for $200. I'm gonna look it up right now. Hold on for a
Can
second.
you send me a link to that, or
It's
post it on the Tech Pop Boom website?
I will definitely hold on for a second. I'll send you a link to it. They can. Here, hold on. But yeah, no, it's called hold on for a second. It is called an HP Stream Notebook for 179.
179.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll look into
179.
that. I did not know
Here,
that.
let me. I'm gonna send this to you right now. So Dell makes one too, and so does Acer. Acer makes a cheap one too. But
But how big? How big? I mean, how big of a hard drive and how fast?
Well, okay. Well, let me see. These are kind of like cloud books, but they are.
That's what I mean. I don't want that. That's
Yeah,
what you have.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
like a
yeah,
Google book.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't want
okay,
that.
mine's more, but it has a dual core processor. It's fanless. And the battery lasts 15 hours. It's not bad. I mean, but yeah, I know what you want. You want a laptop that has power, that has.
We can do anything with it. I mean, what you have, it's limited to what you can do with it. I don't want any limits. I want to be able to. If I want to download a torrent, or I want to be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Not that I don't. I don't even do torrents anymore. But I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do whatever I want to do without having a limit.
Well, I get you because but I love my Chromebook. Or I sent it to you on Hangouts. But I love my Chromebook. I mean, it does what I need it to do. I use this computer right here for our podcast. It does all my editing and all my stuff like that. It has the 6-core, to update its memory. But anyway, I sent you the link, by the way. But you can look it up. Everyone else, Dell has one. They do have cheap ones for $179 with Windows 10 on it too.
Sweet.
So it's not bad at all. Okay, so Verizon raised its unlimited price by $20. So if you have an unlimited plan, they're gonna raise it $20.
How can they do that?
They are. That's what they do. So if you had the 49, let me see. So $20 per line to $49.99. So it used to be, so it's going to be like could make it $109 if you have a $59.99 plan with all the taxes and everything. So it's like $59.99, add $20 to it. That sucks, but that's what I gotta say about Sprint. So, okay, speaking about Sprint here, Sprint has never tried to raise. They've tried to trick me out of my plan, but they've never tried to raise my plan because I'm on unlimited too, grandfathered, and I swear they never can beat the current plans out. Can't beat the plan I have. Even no matter where I go, and I thought about this. No matter where I go, I still come out ahead. I can't go to T-Mobile. I can't go to any other place.
That may be true, but how many times have you bitched and complained about? I mean, you may be saving a lot of money, but how many times have you bitched and complained about the service
and
how slow it is?
I mean,
you specifically said that the Wi-Fi is actually faster than the data.
Yes, yes.
So I mean, that's a case of getting what you pay for.
Yeah, you get what you pay for, but. I thought about it and I said, well, I got to give Sprint this. They have not tried to raise my plan. If they did, I'd probably be just as pissed off as these Verizon people are. I would be very pissed if I was.
You're Sprint for life. You're not going anywhere. You're gonna
probably not.
You'll probably stick with Sprint on your next phone. You're not going anywhere.
I would stick with Sprint if their network got better.
You said that last time.
Yeah, I said that last time, and they still stayed with them. You're right. That was because it was just easier just to get the damn phone.
I think you've always had Sprint. You've been with Sprint since the beginning, and you're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I think you're a Sprint fanboy, so you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not going to go anywhere.
You need to go to somewhere. I mean, you said you're wasn't someone in your family on T-Mobile? You said.
Oh yeah, my sister. My sister's on T-Mobile. I think my other sister's on T-Mobile now too. My sister's been on T-Mobile since, she's been on T-Mobile since the very first Google phone came out. She was a G girl, what I call a Google girl, and she had the first Google phone. I mean, the first Android one that was on T-Mobile, and that was when she was on. So that's years, and she's still on there. And so my other sister, I think, switched.
I'm surprised you don't go. I mean, you still got another 2 years to go. I have 1 year left on my contract on my AT&T.
Now, AT&T's not bad.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
I mean, AT&T does work where it needs to work. Like, I mean, they're
Hmm.
not like Verizon, but they're up there.
I really don't have any issues with AT&T.
No, a lot of people don't.
As a matter of fact, I called recently because I was looking to save some money on my bill. My cable company once a year I'll call my cable company. I'll just say, listen, can you save me some money? And they always do. They always work with me. So I figure, well, I do that with my cable company. I'm going to try and call the phone company just to see if they can save me some money because I'm paying so much for this thing,
Yeah.
the two phones. And you know what? I called, and the plan I had was I think I had maybe 4 gigs a month. It's not unlimited. I wish it was, but they don't offer it anymore.
No.
So I had 4 gigs, and I called, and they said, well, they don't even offer that anymore. So they ended up giving me 5 gigs for less money.
Whoa.
Yeah,
No
so now
way.
I have 5. And so just for calling, they knocked off I think $30 or more off that particular 1 month bill. But then moving forward, because I called, I ended up saving, I don't remember what it was, but I saved money and I got more data. So I thought that's really cool. I like that a lot. So I mean, they worked with me. The lady was really nice.
Really?
So I have 5 gigs and we use it. And plus they have rollover minutes too. So how can you beat that? I have a minimum of 5, but it'll probably roll over to more than that on any given month. So
Yeah.
I like AT&T. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
There's some areas with the phones, like if you go out by we're in Michigan, but there's parts in I guess there's areas everywhere, but there's areas where it doesn't work very well. Sometimes it's completely dead. But I have a feeling you're going to get that with any service. But as far as data, it works very well for me.
Yeah. I mean, AT&T is I would go there, but I don't know. AT&T is. I'm thinking about switching my internet service to AT&T because Comcast rose mine up by what? I think it's by $40.
Well, I tell you what, if that's what you want to do, you may want to consider switching because if you go with your phone and your cable, they'll bundle it all together and you'll save a ton of money.
Yeah. I've tried. See, yeah, and plus they took over DirecTV, so that's that. See, it's too bad I live in a condo because otherwise I would totally go DirecTV for my TV.
Why can't you go DirecTV?
Well, I gotta argue with the association to put up a dish, and the previous guy who owned this place had a dish, and they took it out, and I wish I would have told them, you know what, keep it because I might get DirecTV.
Why can't you put one up yourself? What's the problem?
Oh, you gotta okay. When you're in a condo, it's not like a house. Where a house you could do whatever you want. In a condo, you have to go and you have to get people to approve it. If they say no, more likely I'd have to fight with them to get DirecTV.
Just because they don't want to have to look at a satellite dish? Is that the problem?
That's the problem. Yep.
That's asinine.
Yep,
that's absolutely asinine.
That's why they wanted to remove mine so bad, and I think this is because mine was the only dish that was showing. So I don't know if the previous owner fought them to put that dish, but there are other people who want it, and I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
I would, do your homework, see which one's the cheapest, and if it's the cheapest, then fight for it.
Yeah, I think I might. I think I might fight for it, but it's too bad.
I wouldn't want to go with the satellite though. I prefer cable.
I prefer cable too.
When it snows or rains or there's a storm, that's when you want cable the most. And I can tell you, I speak from experience. We have DirecTV at work. How many times have you gone in the break room at work and on a rainy day or a snowy day and it doesn't work?
Okay, good point.
Too many times.
Good point.
Too many times. Like nope, and then the satellite dish has to aim a certain way to the set. No,
Yeah, you make a good point there. How many times I've walked in many times and said, well, there we go, and it says searching for signal.
Exactly. I'm not dealing with that crap.
You're right. That's very true. But I was thinking about that Verizon $20 thing, so that's why I thought I might mention it for those of you who have Verizon unlimited service, which may not be many of you, but but it's $20.
Unlimited would be nice. Yeah, I like AT&T. I recommend AT&T to you, Brandon. But I have a feeling if you did switch, which you won't, I know that you won't.
No,
but if you did, I have a feeling you'd probably switch to T-Mobile. She can't blame me because I've heard good things about that too.
Yeah, my sister loves her service. Loves
Yeah, I remember
T-Mobile.
talking to her. I remember we had a conversation with your sister. And
Yeah.
she really, she really talked highly of
Yeah,
T-Mobile.
she liked
And
T-Mobile.
one of the things I thought was pretty cool about T-Mobile is they let you stream Apple Music, Spotify, and Pandora as much as you want. It doesn't go against your data.
Yeah, it doesn't go. Google too. They nope, doesn't hit
Google,
against your
you're
data.
right. Yeah,
And
I
YouTube.
think that's
YouTube
that
too.
is absolutely amazing that they do that. That's so cool.
That's why I like how they do things. See, like why I don't like Apple because I don't like how they do things. So like
I don't blame you. Yeah.
I like what T-Mobile does. Sprint kind of tries to rip me off every time. that's what I have that feeling. Not that they are, but I have that feeling that they are. Like, okay, we're going to try to get as much as money as him as possible, so we'll trick him into getting money. Like, there's no way that they should have taken my phone. The guy should have just easily would have said, hey, we're going to take your HTC One and enable for this. If he had said that, maybe, then I might have would have said, okay, fine, take it, and I would have been prepared for it. Instead of the shock that I got is, what, you're taking my phone? Why are you taking my old phone? Yeah. I keep all my old phones, because, in case I lose it, I have a phone.
Well, you know what? It's because we're already over an hour into the show.
Yeah.
Let's get into the cheap, the mid-range and cheap cell phones because we're a little over an hour at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't want a 2-hour show. So what can you? We had a suggestion. Someone had suggested, they wanted a suggestion or some options for just cheaper cell phones.
Okay.
Cheaper cell phone plans. So what information can you give us on
so
mid-range or just cheap cell phones?
They're called mid-range or mid-tier cell phones. Okay. And these are the ones that are not the high end of phones that we have. We have a high, the flagship phones. And then there are middle ones. Those are usually the previous year specs. So those are like the 2014, 2013. I'll give an example. A mid-range phone would be on Apple, would be probably the iPhone 5C is a mid-range phone.
And you can get that one for free.
Yeah, those are mid-range phones. And they only cost like $297, I think, just total. But here's the thing what I was going to say. I do not like mid-range phones on Android. Apple, at least they will update their mid-range phones. But the thing about why I say, no, stay away from them and just go for the flagship top tier phones and just wait for a sale, is because when you get a mid-range phone, okay, sometimes it stays on that version of Android. Possibility that whatever version of Android that's on there, that's it. Well, they usually don't care about those people.
Besides the operating systems, can you tell us anything about, like, I mean, no, I know you say like AT&T and all those guys, they have mid-range phones, so you get an older phone with an older operating system.
Yeah.
But aren't there other phone plans like I don't even know that something besides AT&T? So if someone didn't want to sign a 2-year contract, they just wanted just a cheap phone.
Just without a contract.
Just a cheap smartphone. If someone just wanted remember those track phones? Remember they used to have track phones? Just something, I don't know if they even have
those
anymore.
are
something like that.
Like
just
a
phone. I don't know. I mean, what can you? Someone just wants to save money. What is like the absolute cheapest way to have a smartphone without being signed into a 2-year contract?
That would be just to buy a phone flat out. And those are usually, well, I mean, they're okay. I'll give an example. Okay, the HTC Desire is a phone. It's only $134. Okay, it looks like my HTC One. It's $134 out the door, meaning you just pay $134 and that's it. And then you don't have to. And then you could pick whatever cell phone company you want. That is the best way of going about it. Is just not worrying about the contract part. So you can go to, I don't know, like Virgin Mobile or anything else, and you don't have to worry about that. But you have to buy the phone. The whole idea of AT&T, T-Mobile, all of them is they're incorporating the cost of your phone into your plan. Okay.
Sure, they break it up into 2 years.
Yeah. So basically, they're getting money off of you. Now, T-Mobile kind of does a little differently, that you're paying for the phone flat out, but if you can get a phone on the network and you see these HTC Desire, I can name a couple. the HTC Desire I. There's the LG3 G3. And there's of course, the Microsoft phone by Nokia. You know, they have a cheaper version of that. I'm gonna post this website on Tech Pop Boom, so you can see all the phones, the mid-tier phones for 2015. These are all the ones that they say that they're pretty good, and they're very cheap.
And on these phones, you're not going to necessarily get the latest, greatest operating system, but you will have a smartphone. It's not going to charge. It's not going to charge you up the wazoo.
No.
For all the. So if you just want a phone, some people just want a phone and just just want to have internet. I think, anyways, they just want a phone and just basic internet, and just so they can do whatever they have to do, but they don't. They can't afford an iPhone or an Android or just the latest and greatest. They just want something to be able to surf the internet and talk, and that's what this is. This is what you're talking about.
These are the ones that you pay, like, you don't have to. They're not $600. They're only like $100 and something, and that you don't have to worry about a contract. You can cancel anytime you want. You can pick whatever plan you want. You can get the cheapest deal out of all the cell phone companies, because of course they're not paying for half of your phone. You're not leasing a phone from anybody. Basically, you could go to Virgin Mobile or whatever. They have the $39.90. I think it's $40 unlimited, whatever. You can take that phone. Here you go. Plug it in. Put my SIM card in. I'm done. That's it. $49.99.
Well, do me a favor. Post whatever information you can find on these phones.
Yeah.
Post something on Tech Pop Boom.
So
that way, if somebody's interested, they can go there and they can find out what information they're looking for.
Now, can I add something to this? There is a war. Okay, I'm going to add something to this. Okay. While we're in the mid-tier phones, Motorola makes mid-tier phones that are brand new and that are cheap, and they are really good. And I'm going to post them, like the Motorola G. The Motorola G is only $179. I mean, $179. That's the price. Not with a contract, without a contract. And it's a really good phone. It's a cheap phone. It's not that, but you're guaranteed an Android update. You're guaranteed it has the newest Android. You're not stuck on KitKat or whatever. Even the Moto X is even cheaper, $299. I don't know if you want to go higher like that, but that's $299, no contract, none. Forget about the whole entire. You can go anywhere you want. You pop in the SIM card, that's it. You're done.
Nice, yeah.
But Motorola is kind of changing the game on that mid-tier phones. They're not doing the high spec thing, so they're building phones at a lower spec, and they may not be made out of aluminum or the best, or they might have the best screen, but at least it's a phone that you can take anywhere, and it's really good, and it will work for you. It's not one of those top phones, but hey, it does what you need to do. I'll give you an example. Your wife would be perfect for a mid-range phone. Okay, that's the perfect candidate for a mid-range phone. Is somebody like this. So I'm gonna post the Motorola website. I'm just gonna do that too.
Okay.
So you can look at the phones. They're Motorola X, the Motorola G, even the Motorola E is only $119. Okay, $119. That's it. And you can just pop in your SIM card. You can go to Virgin. You can go to one of those and and chop whatever plan you want. So I'm gonna do that but that's really it about mid-range.
Okay.
Those are the middle tier phones. If you just want a phone, these are the best ones for you.
Cool. Awesome. Do you have anything more on your tech news?
Well, yeah, I did have the one, but we talked about this in the last podcast about the 16 gigabyte iPhone needs to go.
Oh, absolutely. It's ridiculous at this point. If they offer another 16 gig phone, I'll really be surprised. If Apple offers another 16 gig phone, I'll be really surprised.
All I wanted to say about this was, you aren't the only one bitching about this. Because everyone has been saying, why would they do a 16 gig mega? You said it first. See, I didn't know this you like on the last podcast, a light bulb went off in my head and said, "You're right. How can you do 4K video on a 16?" And so many other people that week have said the same thing you said online. Why would they do a phone like this? Oh my God, Scott was ahead of his time when he said it. 'Cause I had not heard it. I mean, you basically, I said, yeah, you know what? Oh my God, he just brought up a good point. You know why?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody needs to say, and there are tons of people, even Engadget kind of said it. And this is from Engadget. I put it on Tech Pop Boom, saying basically what you said. How dare, that's a slap in the face compared to.
Of course it is. It's stupid.
You have no way of. I mean, if you're not going to add a SIM card, or I mean not SIM card, but SD card to it, don't build the damn phone.
SD drive, yeah.
Yeah, don't build the damn phone. Well, that's all I wanted to say, because I wanted to say how right you were about that.
Well, anytime you want to tell me I'm right, the best way to do it is on a podcast so everyone else can hear you say it.
Yes. So I waited until this podcast to say, wow, you thought of something I didn't think of.
Thank you. And anybody else who wants to write me and tell me how right I am and how much they like my opinion, please feel free to do so on Tech Pop Boom Facebook page.
Yes.
Which you can get to by going to www.techpopboom.com.
Yes, you can. And you can tell me I'm okay too. I mean, you can tell me I'm right too.
Sure. Yeah. Brandon's a good guy. Show me a little love too.
Yeah, show me love. But that's all I really have. Hopefully I answered the person's mid-range phone question.
Well, if anybody is interested in that and they want more information, feel free to contact us. We have email addresses on the website if you want to contact Brandon or I on a personal level. Yeah. Or you can just go to the Facebook page. You can do it publicly too. So
it's Brandon at Tech Pop Boom. Just BRANDON at Tech Pop Boom, and his is Scott at Tech Pop Boom. So easy to remember. Yep. So .com.
So with that, we will let you go, and we will be back in a few weeks.
Yes.
Brandon and I are supposed to go see a movie called The Martian.
Yes.
And if all works out, we are hoping to have a review of that movie. It'll either be attached to this podcast. Is that correct, Brandon?
Yes, I will attach it at the end. So it's the Easter egg. So after this, you'll get to hear our review.
If all works out. If not, then you'll get it somehow. But that's the plan. At any rate, we are going to try. We're going to go see the Martian movie with a friend of ours this weekend.
Yeah.
And we will give our 2 cents on how we feel about it.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. And thanks for listening. Thanks for your support. Thanks for the love, and we hope you stick with us and listen to us next time.
Peace.
Bye. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the, the bonus hidden track of this latest episode. Right now, Brandon and I just got done seeing the movie The Martian, starring Matt Damon. I want to mention we saw it in 3D, because that's probably important. We didn't see the regular standard version. We saw the 3D version. The movie's about, a little over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
One of the things I liked about this movie is the action starts off right away. As soon as the movie starts, the action starts. The movie starts. You don't have to sit and wait for the plot to start, because it starts as soon as you sit down in that seat. And it's a good solid 2 hours. And there wasn't a boring part of this movie. The whole movie was very exciting, extremely well done. Everything you want it to be. Sometimes you'll see a preview of a movie on TV, and you'll say, that looks good, but but you go to the theater, and a lot of times they only show the good parts in the trailer, and then the movie ends up sucking. This is one of those situations. At the end of the day, this movie it's a thumbs up. It's not a waste of time. This is the type of movie where, if you need to get a babysitter for the night, get it, because this is the movie you're going to want to see. And I could care less about Oscars. I had read a review, no, I shouldn't say I read. I had read a review, I guess I'll say, where they had mentioned that this movie would probably be worthy of Oscars. I could care less about Oscars, but I guess if I did care about the Oscar ceremony thing, this would probably be worthy of it. What do you think, Brandon?
Well, okay, I come into this movie as reading the book, and I gotta say, I liked it. It did the book justice. I mean, it showed everything. They were missing a couple of parts,
But hey, that could be skipped due to timing because it probably would have been a 3-hour movie if they'd added a lot more. But I really, really, really like this movie. The 3D was amazing. Some 3D's crap. But this 3D, it was very well done.
It was well done. There are a few parts. There's a lot of movies that they're in 3D, and there's absolutely no reason for them to be in 3D other than to get a couple extra bucks out of you. This is one of those movies. There were a few scenes. Now, I wouldn't go so far as to say it was incredible. Yeah. It was good. It was very good. And there are certain scenes that seeing them in 3D, I think, really paid off. It was really cool. For example, a quick example would be there's a scene in the movie where they're on Mars and there's a sandstorm and there's sand and rocks flying all around and they're walking and they can barely see it because I mean it's dark and the only thing you have these little flashlights on their helmets and the sand is just all over the place, and with the 3D glasses it really made it look really cool. There are a few other scenes like that.
The ship going by.
I mean, I guess, I don't know if there's a perfect movie. Maybe it would be, what's the movie?
Avatar.
I guess Avatar would probably be the perfect movie in 3D. This one was good. I would definitely recommend the 3D version of this movie if you have an opportunity.
Yeah. Or get a 3D on a DVD and buy it, and if you have a 3D TV and get it, because wow, I was amazed by a 3D. But other than that, I'm going to give it, Brandon, maybe a 8 or 9. I'm going to go with an 8 or 9. What do you think? What do you think about it, Scott?
I don't know how to rate movies and music and stuff. I'm not big on the rating system. It's to give it a rating, I'll say go to see it. It's worthy of it's worthy of leaving the house.
Yeah.
You're not going to throw your money away. This is a very suspenseful, solid movie. I can't give it a rating because I don't like giving movies ratings. I mean, is it a 10? Sure. Yeah. I mean, whatever. It's a great movie. You're not going to waste your time. If you're looking for something good to see, there's a lot of crap. Sitting in the movie, actually, watching the previews, I got to say, Brandon, there wasn't much on there that I was really looking forward to seeing.
Hunger Games. I want to
Well, yeah, they showed a preview of Hunger Games.
Yes.
And I'm not a huge, I mean, I don't hate it. I'm not a huge fan of the Hunger Games. But,
yeah, you're right.
there wasn't a whole lot. I'm thinking to myself, this is the best they can do, previews, you know?
I think that Hollywood's run out of ideas.
Although there was a movie called Joy, comes out in December. That one looked pretty good,
with Jennifer Lawrence, right?
Yeah, with Jennifer Lawrence. I like her. She's cool.
Yeah, I could go see that.
But other than that, what I'm getting at, I don't like rating movies. All I can say is if you like movies, if you like going to the show, if you like a night out, and you're not sure what to see, because I'm one of those guys, if I'm going to go see a movie, I don't have a lot of time to go to the shows. But when I go to see a movie, I want to make sure it's something good, you know? And this is the one you want to see. If you want to wait for just a good movie, then go see The Martian. It's a good movie.
I agree. Okay. Well, that's our review.
Thank you for listening to the bonus track. This is probably one of the longest episodes we've had.
Yes, it is.
We hope you enjoy it. Again, thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yep. Peace, everyone.
Go see The Martian.
Bye.
Get a large popcorn.
Yeah, that too.